Press conference by the Foreign Minister MOTEGI will now begin. Over to you, Minister. Today, I don't have any opening remarks, so the floor is open for the questions. Please raise your hand if you have any questions, and please come forward to the closest microphone and raise your questions after identifying yourself with name and affiliation. Sankei, Nagahara-san. I'm Nagahara. UK, German, and France is making an active visit to China. This rapprochement of European countries may be due to some remoteness between the U.S. and China. What is the view of the Japanese government and also hegemonic activities taken by China in East China Sea as well as the China Sea? What is the actions that Japan is willing to take? European countries is not just visiting China, but to U.S. as well as to Japan. Just by their visit to China and giving a special significance does not seem to be very appropriate. That being said, between the U.S. and Europe, we hope to see the stable relationship that is being maintained, and that is what we are communicating. The U.S. ally, which is U.S. as well as the strategic partner, Europe. I hope between these two regions, it is our intent to deepen our coordination. European countries share the basic value and principles inclusive of the development in China. There are numerous challenges in Indo-Pacific, and Japan is well versed in the circumstances. Therefore, we proactively provide information as well as having a closer communications, seizing various opportunities. We would like to coordinate with European countries as well as other EU nations so that we can be on the same page in understanding.
Aki-san from Sankei, please. Sorry, this is Miyaki from Asahi Newspaper. North Korea's Congress of the Workers' Party of Korea concluded on the 25th. While leaving room for a dialogue with the United States, conditional on the withdrawal of hostile policies, it adopted a stance of distancing itself from South Korea. So how does the minister interpret North Korea's diplomatic posture, and what are Japan's thoughts on the approach to diplomacy with North Korea? Well, from the perspective of the Japanese government, we collect and analyze information regarding North Korea, including the Congress, with grave concern. Therefore, I will refrain from commenting on each specifics. With that perspective, the basic policy of the Japanese government is based on Japan DPRK Pyongyang Declaration to comprehensively resolve the concerns such as abduction issue, nuclear and missile issues, settle the unfortunate past matters, and realize the normalization of diplomatic relations. With regards to our response to North Korea, including abduction, nuclear and missile development issues, cooperation with the international society, especially with the United States and RK, is essential, and we will continue to work closely with them. Next question, please.
Financial Times, Louis-san. Louis, Financial Times. Government of Japan regarding the Board of Peace held by President Donald Trump. Do you think that it risks undermining the structure and authority of the United States? Based on the Japan's recent observations of the meeting, does Japan have any intentions of joining the Board of Peace? The peace and stability of Middle East is extremely important, not only for Japan, but for international community. For that realizations, Japan is willing to make a proactive contributions. From that perspective, President Trump's initiatives in the Middle East is something that Japan has constantly been supporting. And as for Japan toward the reconstructions of Gaza, we would like to make contributions to the discussions as well as the initiative. That's why Ambassador Takeshi Okubo was sent to the Board of Peace. Ambassador Okubo have an experience of working at Palestine and have a very wide and personal remarks. And when he was attending the board, and he could exchange views and opinion in a very significant manner toward the reconstructions of Gaza with the stakeholders. With regard to Board of Peace, while we closely communicate with the U.S. as well as other stakeholders, and even we are closely examining the details because detail is yet to be revealed, and we would like to consider about what response Japan ought to take.
Any other questions, please? If not, this concludes today's press conference. Thank you very much for joining.